One of the eminent physicians with whom Owen Murphy became acquainted was pediatrician Dr. Edward Connor of Meadville, Pennsylvania. Dr. Connor talked with Murphy about his ambition to develop a new kind of children's rehabilitation clinic. Murphy's generosity and Dr. Connor's skill resulted in the establishment in Meadville of the Fairyland Clinic for handicapped children. From the unique nameplate showing St. George the Defender slaying the dragon of disease and the colorful wheelchair ramp leading to the main entrance, children get a promise of the make-believe atmosphere which pervades the whole clinic. There are no sterile whites in this clinic, no frightening clinical-looking equipment. Instead, we see an array of workable mechanical toys, each equipped with relaxing Niagara motors, and each designed to stimulate the child to perform some sort of play activity which will exercise a specific group of muscles. Treatment becomes play, and happiness and fun is the order of the day. Even the less pleasant treatment procedures are given on Niagara-equipped treatment tables, which take the child's attention away from the treatment itself. The heartwarming results obtained here at Fairyland Clinic have been the subject of articles in such magazines as Look, Coronet, Woman's Home Companion, This Week, Popular Mechanics, MD, and Modern Medicine. Arlene Francis devoted an entire half-hour television program to it, and the entire story of the clinic was told on the Robert Montgomery Theater under the title of The Dr. Ed Story. Fairyland Clinic is the brainchild of Dr. Ed, but it is the gift of Owen Murphy to the world.
Like Dr. Ed, Peter and Sue Creeley are dedicated to changing the lives of sick kids just like little Jimmy. With the support of Niagara staff, Peter and Sue are bringing the magic of Fairyland centres to sick kids in Australia. The amazing centres really are life-changing for the kids and their families. These kids don't even know it, but right now they're actually receiving treatment. Just like the toys from the original Fairyland centres in the US, each of these toys, the train and the bulldozer, are all fully equipped with Niagara therapy.
Whoa, look at that, Bailey. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's exciting.
La Trobe Special Development School in Traralgon, Victoria is the first ever Fairyland centre in Australia. And it's the first of many Fairyland centres in the country where kids will benefit from the natural drug-free health benefits of cycloid vibration. This wonderful school provides comprehensive curriculum and support for students aged 4 to 18 years old. With a range of intellectual and associated disabilities like cerebral palsy, autism, Down syndrome, sensory impairments, and some with conditions which are so rare there's actually no known name yet. It's a heartwarming environment where the devoted staff of teachers, therapists and aides work tirelessly to deliver specialised care and help each individual student achieve emotional, intellectual growth and development.
When they do, reach a goal, it's such an amazing thing. Yeah, because a lot of people have told that their children will never walk or will never sit up or will never, you know what I mean? And to be able to kind of, get one of those tiny little, we do it every day and we don't really ever consider it, and to get a child to be able to do that, it's very rewarding, and they know, the penny drops for them as well, and they kind of, develop this understanding of what it's all about, what walking does or what sitting up does, so it's nice.
It's quite amazing how each student progresses with fitness, literacy and communication skills, thanks to the dedicated team at La Trobe Special Development School, and of course, the benefits of Niagara therapy.
Sarah's progressing with her walking. So she's been using a few different walking frames, and the walking frame at the moment she can use outside, so that's the newest thing for Sarah, is some outside walking. But she had Botox at the end of last year, and she's just starting to get a little bit tight through those muscles again. So we started to use the massage units on the muscles that get tight with when the Botox wears off. So she's waiting for more Botox injections. Yeah, so that'll loosen the muscles off more permanently. But we find that the Niagara, the massage units, help with loosening them while, in that interim.
It really is a magical place, so there's no surprise why this location was chosen as the first Fairyland centre in Australia.
For me as principal, it's sort of the morale that's there with the staff. We all like to, have a bit of a laugh at the end of the day about some of the things that might have happened, but I suppose staff feel that they're able to make a difference in the kids' lives, and the kids know that we expect them to be working hard and participating in programs, and that helps build their self-esteem as well. So it's just a really nice, fun place to work, and I suppose that just creates a really good atmosphere to everybody.
While Latrobe was transformed into Australia's first Fairyland centre in 2008, these wonderful centres have been around since the 1950s.
Owen K. Murphy, an engineer, himself equipped with the most powerful type of engine yet devised, a generous and loving heart for his fellow men. The meeting that day of O.K. Murphy and Dr. Ed Connor was written up in no headlines, but it should have been.
You saw how they rotated? Each on its own axis, moving in a multi-directional, variable amplitude cycloid fashion.
They work their way to the surface and then downward again.
Now, it occurred to me that this principle of deep, widespread stimulation that's been applied to physiotherapy in general, see? Look, I'm an engineer, not a doctor. But personally, I believe this will help you.
Dr. Lupsy considers it a new approach that ought to be explored.
Oh, excuse me. Sit down now, won't you, Doc?
Thank you. I certainly felt very soothing and relaxing.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
You know where I'd like to see this tried?
Where?
Children.
Children?
Crippled children. Children with polio, muscular dystrophy, spastics. If anyone needs special treatment, special therapy, it's those crippled children.
Well, I knew you were a pediatrician, Doctor. I didn't realize that crippled children were your special interest.
Well, back of my mind, I guess they always have been.
It's an inspiring story, and one that moved Chairman of Niagara Therapy in Australia, Peter Creeley, and his wife Sue, to continue the good work in our country.
We started the one in Traralgon about 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And then the opportunity came to donate equipment to the school Kirriby.
Just really something that's important to us. I guess it's to do with feelings, really feeling that we've been blessed with, the ability to do this, and we just really would like to share that, and particularly for children that have such special needs. And so I guess it's like a heart thing that you just want to reach out and help where you can.
And we want to continue finding Fairyland centres. Our projects manager, Keith Mayforth, his goal is to have one in every state. We've got Victoria, we've got Queensland, and now we've got to get the others. And hopefully over the next year or two, we will have a centre in each state.
Oh, well, one in every special school in the country, why not? That would be the big ideal, but we're starting with one in every state, and who knows where we can go from there. But I would like to see every child with a need like that get this sort of help.
Our goal is to see them happy physically and emotionally on a daily basis.
With Peter and Sue's vision in mind, Niagara's Special Projects Manager, Keith Mayforth, helped develop Australia's first Fairyland Centre.
I was very fortunate in being in the call centre when we received a telephone call from the Latrobe Special School, and there was a request on how could they gain some Niagara equipment, because they'd had some success from the physiotherapist there who had borrowed her grandmother's equipment.
It came about, my nan actually has the handheld unit and she was using it on one of her ulcers. She had a leg ulcer and she used it and found it really good. One of the little boys, actually Dylan's older brother, developed an ulcer, pressure sore. So I borrowed it off Nan and we used it on him for a little while and he really liked it, like it was something something that he enjoyed and it was therapeutic as well. So I actually rang the company and asked about just sort of the therapeutic guidelines, like how long we should be using it for and was it safe to sort of put straight over the ulcer or those sorts of things. And yeah, so I got some nice information from there and I think that's sort of how it all came about.
Down at La Trobe, some of these disadvantaged kids are going to be there from the age of 5 to the age of 18. So they really do have a serious situation, you know, nearly every day. Yeah, I was really affected with what I saw down there, and I thought if I can do something to help these kids, I certainly would.
In his quest to help the students at La Trobe Special School, Keith turned to the expertise of Niagara manufacturing manager Kevin Richardson.
I think it's wonderful. Our normal role within the factory here is to produce portable equipment, beds and chairs. This is a change. It's something we've never done before. It's something totally different. They all understand that it's for disadvantaged children and everyone wants to be involved in it. What we've built is a train. We all agreed at the first team meeting that a train was perhaps the best instantly recognisable toy that we could produce. Everyone knows Thomas the Tank Engine, so we thought, well, we could do something similar, but we could build the therapy into the train. And that's exactly what we've done. We've built a train that a young child between the age of 5 and 9 can actually sit in, and he will actually receive therapy without realising that he's receiving therapy, because there's so many wonderful things to do within the train.
So far, a train and bulldozer have been created by the Niagara team, with the help of electronic experts Masters and Young.
Our company has had a long involvement with Niagara Therapy, designing and building electronic equipment for them. And Kevin Richardson, their production manager, approached us to become involved with this project to build some electronic equipment for their train for the kids. This project needed just a few little bells and whistles, literally. So what we've got is some flashing lamps on top of the little loco. We made a little steam generator, so it actually makes a sound just like a whistle on a train. Just those sorts of things, as well as Niagara needed a bit of involvement for the electronics for the control of the gear. It's always good to be able to help people who are sort of less fortunate than ourselves, and especially children.
And the end result of all this hard work is happier and healthier kids. One special kid at Traralgon that's really benefited from the Niagara treatment is Jack.
Jack had 2 broken legs 2 years ago, so after the first broken leg he didn't get back to walking again. So yeah, he's been wheelchair bound since then, and then he had another fall 6 months later getting in and out of the wheelchair and broke his leg again. So yeah, since then definitely no walking and yeah, no standing. So yeah, he's been wheelchair bound for 2 years now.
Being in a wheelchair has added a whole new dimension to Jack's treatment and daily needs.
He gets a lot of sore lower back, yeah, a lot of pain just from constantly sitting down all the time, as anyone would, and having not been able to straighten his legs. And it's really great because he can have it himself and make sure that he's getting it where he needs it, and he can control how deep the pressure is or how often he needs it. So yeah, he just uses it all the time.
The results of using Niagara therapy on Jack really has been quite amazing.
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago when I asked Megan if we could use it, I was giving him Nurofen 2 or 3 times a day, and that was on the Friday, and by the Monday I wasn't giving him anything. So he got a lot of pain relief, and he was constantly asking for heat, like hot bean bags and hot water bottles and more Panadol, and yeah, within a few days he stopped asking, and he just uses that to get some pain relief for himself. He's on a lot of medication, so the last thing I want to do is give him more. So it's not good for anyone to take pain relieving all the time. So yeah, it's great not to be giving him anything. He loves it. Yeah, he just has it on all the time at home. Yeah, he either has it in his wheelchair or just sitting on the couch.
Definitely we as staff see the benefits, and I think even, you know, the families see the benefits. That was really evident, I suppose, with Tanya sort of seeing how much it relaxed Jack, but she also talked about the fact that at the moment he has a sore hip and how they tried to get the pad sort of on his hip, but the handheld unit will be able to enable that to happen.
So Jack's, you know, he has trouble with his kidneys, and he has other associated, you know, organ trouble where you would, if you could do anything, you would try not to, you know, give him extra medication. So, you know, that using the Niagara equipment means that he's not putting extra pressure, you know, on his other organs. Yeah, they're already a little bit fragile.
Latrobe Special Development School is just the beginning for Fairylands in Australia. Niagara's second Fairyland Centre in Currabee opened in mid-2011. Just like Latrobe Special Development, Currabee Special School is focused on providing care, quality education and support so every kid has the opportunity to reach their physical, emotional, intellectual and social potential.
Well, Currabee Special School's an Education Queensland school, and being a special school, all of the students here have an intellectual impairment, and probably about half of the students have a second disability area, so they might also have autism, hearing impairment, vision impairment or physical impairment.
The devoted teachers, therapists and aides at Currabee just love being surrounded by the kids at this very special school.
They're very special, and it's just great being able to provide an education that meets their individual needs, seeing them grow in their own way, in their academic area, in their physical growth, in their social growth. It's really great.
The kids at Currabee will soon be enjoying the therapeutic benefits of Niagara therapy. And just like Jack and his friends at Fairyland Victoria, they'll have the chance to grow and achieve emotional, intellectual growth and development.
It's absolutely great. The sorts of equipment that Niagara have donated to us is very expensive equipment, and you know, we'd be saving up for some time to get a similar sort of piece of equipment, so their donation is wonderful. The benefits that it'll bring to the students, it means that we can run a therapy program any day of the week. The teachers and the teacher aides can take the students over in small groups and work with them, either on the bulldozer or the big comfy chair or all of the handheld equipment. So that sort of thing is just wonderful. Community support of our school is very, very important.
As we speak, workers are busily creating therapeutic toys to help hundreds of kids suffering disabilities feel better. Following the completion of Currabee, Peter and Sue Creeley will be searching for other magical locations for their Fairyland centres. They plan to have at least one Fairyland centre in Victoria, Queensland, Western Australia, New South Wales and South Australia. Creating Fairyland centres involve a lot of hard work from a great team of people from Niagara. But it's all worth it for these kids' wonderful smiles.
Thank you very much to all of them. Volunteer work in the community to help schools like us and other groups is a really important thing. The hours that they would have had to have put into it in their own time, it's very greatly appreciated. And yes, we'd all like to thank them very much for all of that, helping out our school.
Look, when Keith mentioned, and I've known from the history that we've had with you guys, that really the equipment, like the train and the bulldozer, is made in staff's time outside of work. I think, you know, to be able to put in that time, there's not really a price you can put on that. So I'd really like to thank them, and thank also the members of the Crown Pin Club that have donated the equipment to Jack today. We really are very thankful and very grateful for the work that's put in, and you can see the care and detail that's gone into both the train and the bulldozer to make them look as good as what they look. So I just hope, you know, that as a school we can take special care of them, and thanks very much for it.
Like, I know the guys at Niagara are donating their time, sort of volunteering their time to design the equipment, and it's just, you know, it's brilliant. Like the difference it'll make here at the school will be, well, obviously we'll be able to see it as we go through, but I think it'll have, you know, some really sort of profound benefits to the kids. So respiratory, so chest health is so important, and obviously the tone management, the relaxation, like it has, you know, a million uses. So yeah, it's amazing that people will, you know, donate their time to help these special needs children.
Thank you, Niagara.